Hey everybody, just want to give it a second here. A little impromptu after hours daily motivation. Well, welcome. This is Daily Motivation, 365 days of consistency, doing the same things over and over again until they become habit. And before we start on our topic of the day, I'd like to give you your angel numbers. So if you stumble upon this episode, that means these angel numbers were made specifically for you. So episode 255. Trust that the change you are experiencing is for the best because it is. It's really good to hear. You ever go through change? Hey Super, how's it going, brother? You ever go through change and change is really, really tough? Yeah, that's really good for people going through change. Let me give it to you one more time. Again, if you stumble upon this episode, that means these angel numbers were made specifically for you. Trust that the change you are experiencing is for the best because it is. Love that. Love that. Super success, my dear, super awesome energy, bro. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it. Now, today, I want to talk about a subject where some people may think it's negative, but it really isn't. It's just the truth. I believe success has principles, the laws of success, of course, destiny on purpose. Laws I've studied for a very long time, and I believe there's laws to success. And I only feel that you succeed when you follow these laws, and you will fail in your approach to reaching business success and entrepreneurial success if you do not. And so I want to talk about these 5 laws today about why I think 90% of entrepreneurs will fail in the next 5 years, and here's why. And this is not, again, a Nostradamus negative prediction. This is just what I've seen in my years of working with corporations and being an entrepreneur myself. So let's go through them a little bit. So let's say the number one reason, 90% of entrepreneurs will fail in the next 5 years. The number one reason is they don't listen to their clients. They don't listen to their clients. Imagine you're a barber and your client came in and said, "Man, I want a little bit of a fade, Caesar with an edge on front," and then you give him, I don't know, a perm. He might not come back to you again. And many times I've seen it in barber shops, I've seen it in salons, I've seen it in coaching, I've seen it in all types of industries where the client would say something. I've seen it in board meetings, and the client literally just said something, and then the manager said, "Okay, we're going to do something else." And that always comes back to bite you. Because even if it's wrong, it's what the client wanted. So, yes, you want to coach them, guide them, but if they're like, "Hey, this is what I want," show them a little bit, "Okay, this is maybe what happens if we give you this." And coach them along the way, but never not listen to them. It was, I believe, Michelangelo. He was doing a sculpture for the king of, I want to say England, but I might be wrong on that one. And this was actually in the 48 Laws of Power. And he was saying, "Man, my nose looks really big in the sculpture," unrealizing that he was looking directly underneath the sculpture. So what Michelangelo did, instead of arguing with him, say, no, its nose is perfectly fine, he said, "Ooh, you know what? You're right." And so he did. He took some dust in his hand and started pretending he was chipping away and while letting the dust fall. So it looks like he was actually chipping. And then he stood back. He said, "Well, let's see it from this angle. Now, what do you think now?" And he said, "Oh, it's perfect." So he knew not to argue with him. He knew not to disregard what he said. He listened. He just showed him a better way to do things. It's number one. Entrepreneurs that don't listen to their clients. That's number one reason. Number 2 is most entrepreneurs care about their products and their service more than they care about their clients. Meaning they care more about making the back end income more than they care about serving their clients in the highest way. See, most people want to just sit back and collect cash. Now, if you want to sit back and collect cash, my advice would be just get a job. Because you could do the bare minimums and still get paid. So you're better off being a 1099 for a company or having a W-2. But being an entrepreneur, you have to care about your clients. Your clients is the money and prosperity. Awesome, super awesome way to see prosperity. That's the only way to see prosperity, sir. Because I tell people, so where do you get your money from? Where do you get your money from? The people you serve. And if you're not giving them the best service, they're going to stop paying you and they're going to find somebody else that gives better service. Always and forever. The client will always go to who's giving the best value. They'll pay even more if the value is that much better. Trust me. Trust me. It's like, hey, this is a cheaper neighborhood, but if this neighborhood, 3:45 a.m. in India, wow. And you listen to this in the morning, man, shout out to you, man. 3 a.m., up early. See, that's a grinder right there, man. That man's going to make it. Good for you, Super. And when you don't care about your clients and you're more concerned about what you can get than what you can give, it'll always hit you. It's like what Earl Nightingale said. It's like saying to the fireplace, give me heat and then I'll add the wood. No, you have to put the wood in first, then you get the heat. Earl Nightingale also said this in The Strangest Secret. He said, people think you make a lot of money or you're successful because you made a lot of money. He said, no, you make a lot of money because you're successful. And you can only be successful is when people love your product or your service or whatever that you're bringing out. If you don't reach them in an emotional way where they love your stuff, they'll go find somebody else. Always and forever. Always and forever. The number 3 reason why most entrepreneurs will not make it past that 5-year mark is they're inconsistent. They're inconsistent. They're inconsistent with their message. They're inconsistent with their commercials. They're inconsistent with their product and service. They're inconsistent of everything that they do. So you don't know what company you're dealing with. Imagine, I do this with my internet company sometimes, right? Imagine you say, hey, I got the full-on internet. And now it's moving slow. Wait a minute, that's not consistent. You told me I'm going to get high speed. Now my internet